Right, then the bail is fixed at an amount of 70,000 rand each person on the following conditions. 1, we return back to this court on the 1st of September 2026 at 8:30 in the morning, and on any such days that the court will give you until this case has been finalized. Number 2, you are to report to the person in charge at a police station, which will be discussed with the state. The times will also be discussed with the state on every alternative week. Number 3, you are not to threaten or intimidate the witnesses, either directly or indirectly. Number 4, you are not to commit any other offenses.
In the court proceeding involving Joe Sibanyoni have attracted major public attention after bail was officially granted at 70,000 rands during a tense court appearance earlier today.
Your Worship, my understanding from the discussion and the debate we had with the state was that my clients are required, or all the accused are required to report to a police station of their choice bi-weekly. That's every alternate week. The arrangement that we have made is that we don't specifically place on record which police station. It will be an arrangement that we make with the state as to the specific date and the specific police station. My clients' lives have been in danger. That's an issue we have taken up with the state. It's in the public domain, Your Worship. And in order to protect their interests and their lives, that we've resorted to the agreement, and we request Your Worship to humbly accede to as regard to the given circumstances. In fact, it's a matter of public record that accused number 1 was the subject of an assassination attempt right at the entrance of his residence, among other attempts and conspiracies to eliminate him. And accused number 5 has been subjected to similar threats. And it's for that reason, Your Worship. But I don't want to delve into it much further, as the court pleases.
Court pleases. That arrangement suits the state.
The supporters, communities, members, and media crews gathered outside the courtroom as the matters unfold, with many eager to hear the court's final decision regarding the Sibanyoni release condition. But meanwhile, before then, let me take a little bit back over exactly what is the case about Mr. Joe. After the case was previously struck off the rolls following the prosecutor's shocking absence, the National Prosecuting Authority has now officially re-enrolled the matter. The case has also been moved to the Delmas Magistrates Court. An armed growing security concern and allegation involving threats against the prosecutor. Why is the case was struck off the roll? The prosecutor controversy and suspension claims of safety threats. Why the MPA moved the case to Delmas. The urgent court bids launched by Sibanyoni and his co-accused. What happened next in this explosive legal battle?
May it please you, perhaps before I commence with the formal process, I deem it prudent to place on record that my clients have approached this court or have subjected themselves to the surrender of the J50 warrant against my advice. And they're before this court against my professional advice. And I've advised that the warrant is manifestly unlawful. It's unconstitutional. It's an abuse of process. And the obtainment thereof lacks rationality. And the appropriate process that ought to have been adopted by the authorities would have been the provision of Section 54 of the CPA by summoning my clients and their co-accused to this court. It's for that reason that we on the instruction of my clients, who changed their mind this morning, that we filed an urgent High Court application last night in the High Court of this jurisdiction, in which we challenged the legitimacy of the J50.
The accused fakes allegation linked to more than 2.2 million in alleged protection fee extortion involved a local mining businessman. The story has sparked intense debate across South Africa about the justice system, prosecutory conduct, and courtroom security.
There was a reach out from the prosecuting authority and from the investigating officer. Instead of us executing the warrant, are you guys prepared to hand yourself over and come to court? We said, look, we're not happy with your approach. This is manifestly unlawful. It's an abuse of power, it's an abuse of process, it's irrational in the given circumstances. And ultimately, we didn't want to prolong this. And we thought, look, let's come to court, get bail. They said they're not going to oppose bail. We were quite skeptical at first, so with much trepidation, we approached them, and ultimately, trust was earned, and we decided we'll come to court and we'll subject ourselves to this process. That does not mean we are not taking the issue around the J50 further, because we believe it's unlawful.
If you do take the issue around the J50 further, what would your prayers be? What would you want to see happen?
Look, you must look at the impact on this. People that are not in the position of Mr. Sibanyoni and Mr. Sindani to be able to pay lawyers to bring such an application and to challenge the legitimacy of the state's conduct. And this is about the greater good. It's not just about my client, it's also about this very matter, and subjecting and securing the presence of my clients before this court. And we say it's irregular, it's unlawful.
Definitely, the conditions that we wanted were set, and then they were confirmed by the magistrate. Therefore, we are comfortable with all of that. And then the fact that we had requested a 75,000 rand, and then there was an agreement on 50,000 rand, but the magistrate felt that it should be 70,000 rand, and we are fine with it, and everybody else is agreeable to it. Like I said, bail is not a punishment. It is meant to secure the people to come to court, and then that's what we are comfortable with.
What about the issue around interfering with witnesses? Because just this last week, there was an allegation that the complainant was called by somebody close to accused number one. And that has been raised as a concern that there is some level of interference and intimidation. Does that worry you as the MPA?
Obviously not, because we have put that as a condition to say they should not be interfering with the courts. And you have heard the magistrate was very clear to say any one of those conditions, if they are not adhered to, there will be a warrant of arrest against the people involved.
And with regards to the urgent application to interdict the J50, I just spoke to Sean Abrams now, who represents accused 1, 2, and 5. He said that they're going to go back to discuss whether or not they will continue, but they believe that the J50 warrants were unconstitutional and unlawful. Have you been informed about that interdict, and according to your knowledge, is it going ahead?
No, the interdict was served on us, obviously, before the start of this court today, and we don't know whether they will proceed or not, because the J50 has been implemented. Therefore, what will you be interdicting? But it's up to them if they just want to deal with other matters over and above that.
So, Mr. Kanyako, it's a very stark difference from what we experienced in Kwaggafontein. I mean, us as journalists were quite surprised at the conduct of the magistrates, as well as how the prosecutor was spoken to. Also the decorum of the courts. I mean, the accused were wearing sunglasses in the courtroom, and I keep harping on that because there's a decorum that needs to be upheld in the courtroom. Is the prosecutor still suspended, and is there an element of relief that this matter has now been dealt with in a very different kind of way?
No, it is. It is a relief on our side, because we need the people to respect the decorum of the court, but also to make the public understand that the justice must be seen to be done. We are happy as the NPA that the matter is now back on the run, and therefore it can proceed accordingly, and the court has shown today that they are able to keep the decorum of the court the way that it did. And we expect everybody to deal with the matters in a professional way to every time the matter is before the court.
Is the prosecutor still suspended?
Yes, the prosecutor is still suspended pending the finalization of our internal processes. And like the NDPP said yesterday, once that is done and there is a need for us to withdraw the suspension, we will do so pending on what. We will have that in the next day or two. I think by Friday or the weekend we'll have the response from the investigating team.
Now, during the proceeding, the magistrate confirmed that Joe Sibanyoni would be granted bail under strict condition. However, legal experts says the case is far from over, as several important legal processes still remain ahead. Speaking exclusively after the hearing, individuals close to the matter expressed mixed reaction. While some supporters celebrated the bail condition, others believe the ongoing investigation could still reveal more shocking developments in the case. Authorities have not yet released full details regarding all the conditions attached to the bail agreements. Meanwhile, prosecutor indicated that investigations are continuing and additional court appearances are expected in the coming weeks. Security around the courtroom remain tight throughout the day as police monitored the situation to prevent disruption. The case has sparked widespread discussion on the social media, with many South Africans closely following every development surrounding Joe legal battle. More updates are expected in the story developing. More updates are expected as the story develops. Please subscribe, like, and share so that we can notify you on the next move concerning this case, because we'll be bringing you more on this very particular case. And before I leave with you, remain blessed, remain safe wherever you are. Bye.